Hi there guys, Sam here. You join me once again in the Fiesta ST, the Mark 7, to talk a little bit around the Mk8 Fiesta ST Performance Edition. Something that we've been thinking about getting to actually replace this Fiesta ST. So I'll get straight into the video really. So yeah, in the Fiesta ST, a little bit of a back-to-back video is actually on this car. If you haven't seen my last one, please check it out in the link above. And this Mark 7 Fiesta ST is a fantastic car. I've done videos on it on the past. Hopefully if you're watching this you know of the car. It's a great piece of kit. This one in particular is in molten orange. I used to have one in spirit blue, which I then replaced with my Golf R, and it's an absolutely fantastic car. A car that we've actually been thinking about replacing this one with is the Mk8 Fiesta ST. And that's something I just wanted to do a video on, because now it's getting to a stage in the used car market that they're becoming really cost effective. You can actually pick up on Auto Trader today a Mk8 Fiesta ST for around £14,000 to £15,000, which is really good value for what you're getting. You know, a 15,000 mile car on an 18 plate in an ST2 trim is really good value. And actually to go from this to that, it's not as big of a sort of price increase as it would have done if you obviously got the Fiesta ST Mk8 brand new. So it's something that we've been thinking about, and certainly maybe for the start of next year. The one thing that I really want to talk about in this video is the Performance Edition, mainly because this car is in molten orange, and to me I think it would be a good replacement for this car. I should stress this isn't actually my car, this is my other half's car. But we kind of help each other out with the decisions that we make. She helped me out quite a lot with the Golf R as well. And I would like to get your kind of opinions on this as well. So the Fiesta ST Performance Edition, if you hadn't heard of it, is sort of a limited run, 600 cars to the UK. It's also in orange, similar to this, slightly different shade of orange. We've spent a bit of time in it at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, and it's a really nice car. The little touches in it, you know, it's fully spec'd, ST3 trim. It's got like the Quaife limited slip differential. So all the best parts of the normal Mk8 ST. The one thing you get extra of this is that it's obviously a limited run. It's in a bit of a unique orange paint. It's got really great wheels. I absolutely love the wheels. 18-inch wheels. They almost look like a little rally car in some ways. Big part of the car actually. And the suspension's been tweaked, and the suspension's been tweaked in a really positive way. You know, it's real premium quality stuff on it. And from reviews that I've read, it actually improves the ride quite a lot, and it actually makes the car a lot more enjoyable on British back roads. It's sort of divides opinion on the colour, but then I was kind of thinking, you know, this is in molten orange anyway. If you get one in orange, it would be quite a nice transition to go from that to this. So there's quite a lot of positives around it. Unfortunately, the negatives are it's actually quite expensive. I mean, they retail at £26,500, which is a lot of money. That's in the UK. And I had a little check on Auto Trader, and pretty much all the cars out there are pretty much brand new, or sort of like 30 to 40 miles. And it looks like the cheapest was just under £26,000, so about £25,950. It's not that much of a saving. And the biggest problem is because they're limited run and quite expensive, dealers won't really let you go for a test drive in it, because they want to keep the miles low. You know, if a car's suddenly being driven by 10 different people for 5 miles each, that's an extra 50 miles on the car. It starts adding up. You can straight away start taking thousands of pounds off the price of the car. On a lot of hot hatch tests that I've read recently as well, I like the Evo magazines, it came very close to being sort of like the best of the best. I think in a lot of like hot hatch head-to-head type tests, it's the Civic Type R which seems to be top of the tree at the moment, although I couldn't really see myself living with that on a day-to-day basis, just a bit of the looks, and I think the big wheels would get a little bit damaged on potholes around the UK. But the Fiesta ST, the Performance Edition, was just behind it in second against quite a few cars on the tests that I've seen. And in a weird way, I quite like that. I always think the best part of the Fiesta ST, including this one, is it's a bit of an underdog. You know, it's not an expensive car in the grand scheme of things. It's a whole heap of fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and it can still take on the best of the best. And I quite like being in an underdog type car. You know, I like the Golf R so much, but in comparison to like an Audi RS3, an A45 of its time, it was not as fast. But to me that didn't really make a difference of what the car was so great at. So great at being a daily, and 300 brake horsepower is plenty fun enough for me. So there's a lot of positives with this Mk8 ST, and whether or not I can convince my other half that the step up is worth it will be another question. You know, £26,000 is an awful lot of money, and I do think the residuals will be better on the car, similar to the Mk7's ST-200, but you know, in today's market, cars are not holding their money well at all, and in some ways it may be best to let the sort of prices drop a little bit. Now, this isn't a decision that we're going to be making in the next few months. It would come into the start of next year, but it's something that we're really seriously considering, and I'm sort of half advising to lean towards a used Mk8 ST. I think that could be an absolute bargain. You know, for around £14,000 to £15,000. Although the upgrades to the Performance Edition look to have made a real fundamental difference, I'm not necessarily sure it's worth an extra, say, £10,000, or new for new, it's about £3,000 or £4,000 more than an ST3. And if you really wanted a little project as well with your used Mark 8, you know, you could get those wheels fitted to this car. You could get those wheels fitted to the Mark 8 Fiesta ST. You could even probably get that type of suspension fitted, and I doubt the costs would come to, you know, without 100% checking out, I doubt they would cost more than, say, a few £1,000s, if that. And then suddenly you've got yourself a Performance Edition for 16 grand. So I think it's really exciting what you're kind of seeing in the hot hatch market. There's so much variety out there. For me, I'm a big fast Ford fan. I love my Golf R. That's what I've kind of done on the channel. That's what I've kind of really like sharing with you guys. I absolutely love that thing. And just something that I wanted to get your opinion on as well. What would you do in this situation? And what do you think about the Ford Fiesta ST Performance Edition? You know, it's a cool looking car. It's certainly unique in that way. And you know, you might be in the fortunate position that you're actually getting one. If you are, you know, give us your thoughts in the comments as well. I'd love to know your feedback on that car. The one little thing that I actually wanted to add that I always found confusing, and something I didn't really get an answer to on forums, is the Fiesta ST, the Mark 8, one of its selling points was that its tyres were Pilot Super Sports. They were quite unique and bespoke to the Mark 8. That was to enable it to have a little bit better handling and differentiate it from, say, like an ST line, which had Michelin Pilot Sport 4s on. Now, the downsides of that is because they were quite unique and bespoke, they're actually quite hard to source. That's what I've heard from the community, and that's what I've heard from sort of long-term journalist tests as well. Now, interestingly enough, for the Performance Edition, top of the range car, when you check on like Auto Trader, or for pretty much any one of those cars, and I've seen one in person, checked it out as well at Goodwood Festival of Speed, it's on Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. So I find it strange why they've changed the compound for the top of the range car. Is it a case of them sort of saying, Ford saying, well, actually this tyre's better and it's more cost effective, maybe? Or have they kind of made a little bit of a mistake on that, missing out on the Pilot Super Sports? I'd love to know your thoughts on that if you have a Mark 8 Fiesta ST, or if you know more information on why they have those tyres on the cars. Talking on tyres, I have got a new set of tyres on my Golf R, and I'm really excited to show that to you guys, because honestly they've just been brilliant, and as the miles are sort of creeping up on it with the new set, I really want to give you my feedback on that. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Two slightly different videos back to back on the Fiesta ST. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment on the Fiesta ST Performance Edition, and also your thoughts on what you think we should do. Should we hang on to this great car, or is it time to kind of move on at the start of next year to something slightly different and potentially even more exciting? But yeah, if you'd like to watch my latest video, click up there. If you'd like to watch a video that I really think you'd be interested in, click down there. And if you'd like to subscribe, and I hope you do, please click on the link just in front of my face. But thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.